Good evening, folks, and thank you for joining me at this hour now. This evening's top story, we're still receiving live updates about the coronavirus. Yesterday's news says that the death toll in China has reached 1,011, while the number of infections reached almost 42,300, bringing the total number of cases across the world to more than 42,700. A second flight chartered by Ottawa to evacuate Canadians and family members from the coronavirus outbreak in Wuhan has arrived home. The flight has left Wuhan successfully and has 185 passengers on board. It is the third flight to bring Canadians and their family members back from Wuhan over the past week. Another flight chartered by the government, as well as an American flight on which several dozen Canadians were on board, arrived in Canada on Friday with more than 200 evacuees.
I also want to provide you an update. I spoke yesterday to the group CEO of All in America, Mr. Cruz. We had a discussion of about 40 minutes. I wanted to make sure that All in America is doing everything on the Diamond Princess, which is in a port in Japan. We have 255 Canadians which are currently in quarantine. We have 7 Canadians who have tested positive for the coronavirus, and I wanted to make sure that we were all linked up, making sure that we're there for the families, for the people who are there. And before I came to see you, I learned that the plane which is going to repatriate, the second Canadian plane, has just left Trenton on its way, obviously, to Asia. As we said, we would bring back Canadians. The plane would be leaving on the 10th of February, bringing back the last group of Canadians in Wuhan who wants to be repatriated on the 11th. Well, before I left Canada, I made sure that 2/3 of our Canadians were were in Trenton and well taken care of. I made the same thing. I just looked before I came to see you with the CEO of the logistics company. You know me by now, so I know exactly where the plane is. The second plane to bring the Canadians back home. And before I left yesterday, I spoke to the CEO of All in America to make sure that we would provide all the necessary facilities to the people who are on the ship in Japan. So, in my job, you have to make sure that we provide all the consular assistance, deal with the emergency, but also think about the long term. So it's managing both the long-term strategic interest of Canada while at the same time answering to obviously whatever crisis is present. And I think we're doing both at the same time, and I think that's what Canadians would expect from me. It's gonna be...
In today's news, there are 1,113 deaths from an additional 97, while there are a total of 44,653 cases. WHO has given a name for the spread of the coronavirus. COVID-19 is called Coronavirus Disease 2019, while the Coronavirus Study Group of the International Committee on Taxonomy of Viruses named the microbe Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome Coronavirus 2, or SARS-CoV-2. In BC, there are 4 cases that are doing well to recover. 2 cases were confirmed by the National Microbiology Lab in Winnipeg. A man in his 50s and a Vancouver area woman in her 50s, and 2 family members who came to visit her from Hubei. According to Dr. Henry, their condition is stable and all of them are recovering at home. Other than that, 264 people were tested for the coronavirus on Tuesday. 260 people were positively tested for other common seasonal respiratory ailments such as the flu.
At Vancouver International Airport, the second Canadian government evacuation flight from Wuhan, China, touches down. On board are 130 Canadians and 58 family members. After refueling, the plane continues to CFB Trenton, where evacuees will be quarantined for 2 weeks.
Thank you then, bye now.
Those on the first flight say they're learning to manage their isolation and environment, which includes people in hazmat suits. Vancouverite Joanna Wu is documenting her experience on YouTube.
I actually went out yesterday to try to test the 2 meter rule. I walked around yesterday and it seemed like that wasn't very strict. Like you could stand next to someone.
In China, there are now in excess of 42,000 confirmed cases of the coronavirus, now named COVID-19.
We had to find a name that did not refer to a geographical location, an animal, an individual or group of people.
More than 1,000 people have died from the illness caused by COVID-19. Outside China, there are about 400 cases in 24 countries. In BC, it's status quo with 4 confirmed cases. BC's provincial health officer is dismissing concerns about a potentially longer incubation period.
For the vast majority of people, the incubation period up to 14 days is holding true.
In Yokohama, Japan, a Princess cruise ship remains in quarantine after a passenger who disembarked was diagnosed with the virus. To date, 135 passengers have been infected, including 8 Canadians. White Rock resident Nigel Cole and his husband are among those trapped on board.
Yeah, we check our temperatures 3 times a day. We're right on, and we're physically fine.
While only a handful of COVID-19 cases have been confirmed here, there's already a financial impact being felt. Owners of some Chinese restaurants in Metro Vancouver are reporting that business is down as much as 90%. Catherine Urquhart, Global News.
And that's it for this evening's news now. I'm Ethan Chen, host of CBTN News, and hope to see you again tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow for more live updates. Good night.